So a couple of weeks ago, I got you guys to all start up a membership with this DINED anthropometric database. And anthropometrics is the anthropometrics, should I say, is the way that we get measurements of people, so we can actually make products that fit people well and are comfortable. Now, what you need to do when you log on is you need to get to the 1D database, and what you might find is that you see the page, the introduction page, which looks like this. If you do see that, then you need to click on Tool here at the top, which will get you to the tool that you need to use. Wait to load. Okay, so when you see the tool, you're basically working from left over here to right. So you first of all choose the type of person you want measurements for. Now, if you're doing an adult, then you can choose any of these that says adults. Now, you've got to be aware that Dutch people are quite tall, so if you choose Dutch, then you're probably going to get a higher measurement. If you choose international, that might give you a more broad base. If you choose Chilean, then Chilean people tend to be a little smaller than Dutch people, so you'll probably get a slightly smaller measurement. So I'm going to choose international. And you know what, I'm going to choose Dutch because that's just going to give me an easier choice. Now, if, for example, I'm making a chair for Grandad, I'm going to want to choose 60 plus, and because more than one person probably will end up using this, I'm just going to choose 60 plus, male and female. Now then I can move to the next step where I need to choose the diagram that I'm going to take measurements from. And I don't want a standing diagram because I'm making a chair, so you can go here and I'm going to choose the sitting diagram, which is this one. And then all I need to do is choose which measurements I need. So I need the measurement from the bottom of the foot to the back of the knee. So that's measurement number 14. I need the measurement from the back of the knee to the back of the buttocks. That's 32. And I need the measurement from the bottom of the buttocks to the shoulder, which is 15, because that's basically going to be my basic dimensions for my chair. Once I've checked those, they will appear down here at the bottom. You can see popliteal sitting height, buttock popliteal depth, and the shoulder height. And in mixed 60 plus Dutch adults, the mean is 450 for that one, 496 for that one, and the shoulder height is the mean. But the mean isn't really going to help you because what you actually need is the biggest possible and the smallest possible, so you can design something that'll fit most people. Now, usually designers design for the smallest person being the 5th percentile and the largest person being the 95th percentile, so almost the biggest and almost the smallest. So what we can do then is go to single measure, and it then, in this drop-down box, gives you the measurements you've chosen. So the popliteal height, we're going to choose first, and then we can say, okay, we can drag this down here to the 5th percentile. You can see at the top, down the bottom there, it's giving me, you can actually type in here as well, just type 5, hit enter. And the measurement for the 5th percentile person is 392. Okay. Now, if I want to go to the other end of the scale and find out the biggest possible measurement that has to fit, I can type in 95, hit the enter key, and then my biggest measurement is going to be 508. Okay, so I've got to make a height of my seat that fits somewhere that'll be okay for somebody with a popliteal sitting height of 508, but will also be fine for somebody with a popliteal sitting height of 392. So it's about 100. No, that's not true. That's about a 10 centimeter difference. So about 100 millimeters. So you need to take that into account. I can then say, okay, well, what's going to be my biggest and my smallest? buttock to popliteal depth. And that would have been number 32, buttock to popliteal depth. Smallest is going to be 452. And the biggest is going to be 540. So again, around about a 10 centimeter difference between them. So the reason why you're doing this is so that you can get the basic proportions of your chair drawing correct, and so that you can put on dimensions which are around about the correct dimensions, so that you can fit somewhere between the biggest person and the smallest person. Now you're going to have to make a judgment as to what those dimensions are, but you do have to have those 3 dimensions on your drawing. Okay, now the other one you're going to need is the width of the chair, and that's this one, hip breadth sitting. Now hopefully that's now appeared. Here it is. And my hip breadth when sitting at the 5th percentile is 355, and at the 95th percentile is 453. Okay, so that's also something you're going to have to add to your dimensions on your drawing. So obviously then you're going to want to make your chair wide enough for the biggest possible person. So you're going to probably want to make it a little bit wider than 453. That's another dimension that you need to add to your drawing. Okay, so that's how to use the DINED database. I hope this was useful. Please ask me if you have any more questions.